Beloved child of the eternal flame, hear me now. The veil between worlds thins like mist before dawn. Your heart beats in rhythm with the stars. Tonight, the heavens do not whisper. They roar. Something ancient stirs beneath your feet. The ground trembles with unspoken promises. Angels do not hover. They descend. Their wings brush the edges of your soul. Beloved, heaven bends toward your name tonight. The divine eye fixes upon you. Shadows flee at the sound of your breath. A sacred fire ignites in the chamber of your spirit. Listen. The wind carries secrets from the throne room. Your name echoes in celestial halls. No more wandering in the fog of doubt. The path lights up. Golden threads weave through your veins. Child, the hour strikes. Eternity knocks at your door. Feel it. The pulse of glory quickens. Your tears are not in vain. They water the soil of miracles. Now lean in. The voice of the ages speaks. It calls you by name. Rise. The chains you cannot see begin to crack. Beloved, this is no dream. This is the awakening. Heaven aligns. Your destiny unfurls like a banner in the storm. Hear the thunder of promise. It rolls toward you. Undeniable, unstoppable, sacred. Tonight you are chosen. The angels stand sentinel at your threshold. Their swords gleam with holy fire. No darkness dares approach. Child, open your eyes. The vision begins. Pause here, beloved. Let these words sink into your bones. Whisper, Amen, if your spirit stirs. Hold this truth close. Now, as the heavens part further, receive the first vision. In the hush of twilight, where earth meets the edge of forever, a vision unfolds like a scroll in the hands of seraphim. Picture it, child. A vast plain stretching endless under a sky bruised with violet and gold. The air hums with the low chant of unseen choirs. You stand there,
not as you are, but as you were meant to be, robed in light that shimmers like liquid pearl. Before you rises a gate, not of iron or stone, but forged from living flame. Flames that do not consume, but invite. They dance in spirals of crimson and azure, whispering your name in crackles of holy fervor. Enter, they murmur. The threshold of your becoming awaits. You step closer,
heart pounding like war drums in ancient temples. The heat is not scorching. It is a lover's breath, warm and insistent, drawing out the chill of forgotten winters from your soul. As your fingers brush the edge, the fire parts like silk curtains. Beyond lies not barren waste, but a garden suspended in the ether, a realm where rivers of crystal flow upward into the stars, defying the laws of dust and decay. Trees bear fruit that glows with inner suns, their leaves singing psalms in the breeze. And there, at the garden's heart, stands a figure cloaked in mist, face hidden yet familiar, like a memory from before birth. Child, the figure intones, voice like thunder wrapped in velvet. This gate is yours. It is weighted through eons, forged in the forge of divine intent. Cross it, and the fragments of your life, The shattered dreams, the buried hopes, the wounds that time could not heal will be remade. You hesitate, for who among us does not fear the unknown blaze? But the flames urge you forward, their warmth seeping into your veins, melting the ice of fear. You cross. And oh, the glory! The garden envelops you. Fruits fall into your hands, bursting with nectar that tastes of forgotten joys. The laughter of childhood unscarred, the love you thought lost, the purpose you glimpsed in fleeting sunrises. Yet, as you partake, shadows creep from the plain's edges, dark tendrils like smoke from a dying world, seeking to reclaim what was stolen. They whisper lies. You are unworthy. Turn back. The fire will devour. But the figure steps forth, unveiling a face that mirrors your own, yet crowned with thorns of light. No, it declares, and the shadows recoil as if struck by lightning. Wings unfurl from its back, vast and feathered in gold, sweeping in the darkness into oblivion. The garden blooms anew, flowers unfolding in symphonies of color, each petal a testament to battles won in realms unseen. This vision lingers, child, as you return through the gate, the flames now etched upon your skin like invisible tattoos of power. You awaken in your own bed, but the scent of that garden clings, the sweet tang of eternal spring. Know this, the gate of fire is no fable. It stands at the border of your daily toil, waiting for your touch. When doubt assails, when the world presses with its iron weight, remember the crossing. The fire does not burn the pure, it refines. It calls you to enter the garden of your divine inheritance, where shadows flee and fruit eternal sustains. Walk through, beloved, the gate hungers for your step. Breathe deep now. If this vision quickens your pulse, declare, I enter in your heart. Amen, if it resonates. Hold the flame's warmth. The next vision rises from the ashes of the first. Now, shift your gaze to the roiling heart of a tempest, where skies weep and winds howl like beasts unchained. This second vision cracks upon the shores of your spirit, a storm vast as oceans, born not of nature's whim, but of heaven's forge. Lightning veins the blackness, thunder rolls like the laughter of gods unbound. You are adrift in its eye, not tossed like chaff, but held in a cradle of wind that sings your name in minor keys. Fear not, it croons. This fury births your light. The clouds part briefly, revealing not rain, but shards of silver. Each a memory-turned weapon, slicing through the gales. One shard pierces the heart of the storm, a child's hand reaching from forgotten cribs, grasping its stars now within reach. Another rends the thunder, a lover's vow, broken yet mended in threads of gold. The storm rages fiercer, as if enraged by such intrusions, whipping waves into mountains that crash with the weight of unspoken griefs. You cry out, why this chaos? Why me? And the wind replies, swirling tighter, to turn the black to gold, child, to alchemize your pain into power. Watch now as the core ignites. A single bolt, brighter than 1,000 suns, strikes the sea's heart. The waters boil, not a destruction, but transmutation. Bubbles rise, each bursting into motes of golden light, flecks that multiply, weaving through the gale like fireflies in Exodus. The storm drinks them in, convulsing. Its edges fray, colors bleeding from slate to saffron, from rage to radiance. Thunder softens to a symphony, winds to a caress. What was fury becomes a crown of light hovering above you, rays piercing your flesh like needles of grace. Beneath, the sea calms to a mirror, reflecting not your weary face, but a warrior's, eyes ablaze with the storm's stolen fire. Fish leap from depths, scales shimmering gold, schooling in patterns that spell ancient ruins, redeemed, restored, revealed. Birds wheel from the clouds, no longer harbingers of doom, but messengers trailing feathers of dawn. The golden light coalesces, forming a bridge from the eye's center to distant horizons, a path of solidified glory, stepping stones of transformed tears. You tread it, each step echoing with the storm's dying roar, now a hymn of victory. At the bridge's end, a lighthouse beacons, its beam not warning but welcoming, sweeping the world in sweeps of healing luminance. This, the whispers fading to zephyr, is your tempest turned. The chaos you endure is heaven's kill, firing your soul to luminescence. Carry this gold within. Let it light the paths of others lost in their own gales. Awaken from this, beloved, with the taste of salt and light on your tongue. The storm you face today, be it loss, betrayal, or the grind of unseen battles, is no curse. It is the prelude to your golden dawn. Embrace its howl. Let it reshape you. For in the heart of every squall lies the seed of sun. Feel the shift in your chest? If the gold touches your wounds, say Amen aloud. Anchor this vision. Yet more awaits. The hidden book now stirs in the vaults of heaven. Deeper into the mystic weave we plunge, to the third vision. A library not of earth, but woven from the very threads of time. Imagine halls endless as eternity, shelves curving into infinity. Books bound in skins of starlight and spines of whispered winds. Dust motes dance like fireflies in beams from windows that open to the void. You wander these aisles, drawn by a pull older than memory, your fingers trailing titles that shift like living script. The unwritten vows, echoes of the unborn, the codex of forgotten flames. At the center, upon a pedestal of cloud marble, rests the book, yours. Its cover, unadorned yet pulsing with veins of sapphire light, bears no name but yours etched in liquid gold. It trembles as you approach, pages fluttering without wind, as if eager to confess. Open me, it breathes, voice a chorus of rustling leaves and distant bells. Your hands, steady though your heart races, lift the cover. And oh, the unfolding. The first page blooms, A map of your bloodline, rivers of ancestry flowing not backward, but forward, streams converging into oceans of legacy, yet to lap at unborn shores. Names glow, faces emerge from ink, ancestors you never knew, their eyes holding secrets of resilience, of covenants sealed in hidden groves. One turns to you, a woman with hair like midnight rivers, and says, "We paved this path with our prayers. Walk it unbowed." The page curls, revealing chapters of trials, thorns that pierced, but now bloom into roses of wisdom, deserts crossed, now oases teeming with life-giving springs. Further in, parables play out like living tapestries. A king crowned in humility kneels before a beggar who is you, offering his throne for a sip of your faith. Riches rust, he weeps, but belief endures. The scenes shift. A child mirroring your youth plants a seed in barren soil. It sprouts not a tree, a ladder to the stars, rhymes carved from lessons learned in silence. Shadows intrude here, ink blots of doubt, attempting to smear the script. But as you read aloud, your voice a thunder of affirmation. The blots dissolve, pages purifying in waves of luminescence. The book's heart reveals the unwritten end. Blank folios awaiting your quill. Visions cascade. Cities you will build with words of hope. Hearts you will mend with touches of grace. Destinies you will ignite like beacons in the night. A final page whispers prophecy. When the world crumbles, this tome will be your shield. Its words, weapons, its light, your guide. You close it, but it does not end. It folds into your chest, a living archive beating with your pulse. Return now, child, to the mundane shelves of your life. That hidden book is no myth. It resides in the quiet chambers of your spirit, pages filling even as you sleep. When questions assail, open it inwardly. Read the maps of your might. Let the parables propel you, for every soul bears such a codex, authored by the divine hand, co-written by your choices. Yours unfolds now. Turn the page. Does the book's weight settle in your soul? If yes, affirm, I read on, with an amen. Cherish this unfolding. The visions multiply. A river of mirrors awaits your reflection. The fourth vision emerges from the depths of reflection. A river, not of water, but of mirrors, endless, serpentine, carving through canyons of crystalline fog. Its surface gleams with 1,000 faces, each a fragment of self, rippling in the current's gentle tug. You kneel at its bank, the air thick with the scent of rain-kissed stone and blooming nightshade. Look deeper, the river murmurs, its voice a harmony of echoes. See not what was, but what is becoming. Your gaze dips, and the mirrors multiply. First, the child self stares back, wide-eyed, unscared, clutching dreams like fragile birds. But the current shifts, and she steps forth, no longer small but towering, wings of possibility sprouting from her shoulders. I am the sea, she says, you the harvest. Next, the warrior mirror, scarred yet unbowed, sword drawn not in vengeance, but in vow. Battles flash, storms weathered, foes faced not of flesh, but fear. We've fought together, it growls, and victory tastes of dawn. Deeper still, lovers entwine in the flow, faces of those who touched your soul, some faded, some fierce. One a shadow of betrayal cracks the mirror, shards fall, reforming into a mosaic of forgiveness, beautiful in breakage. Pain polishes, it sighs, let it shine. The river quickens, carrying you along its glassy bed, mirrors arching overhead like a cathedral vault. Hear the divine reflection, not a face but a blaze, formless yet intimate, whispering, I am the weaver, you the thread, together, tapestries of glory. Tributaries branch, paths not taken, futures flickering like candle flames. One leads to thrones of service, crowds hanging on your words of light. Another to wilds of adventure, where you tame tempests with songs of surrender. The river converges at last in a great basin, still as held breath, mirroring the cosmos entire. Galaxies swirling in your eyes, nebulae birthing in your breath. Choose, it commands. All paths lead home, but one calls loudest, the echo of your eternal yes. You rise, dripping not water, but clarity, each drop a dissolved illusion. The river recedes, but its mirrors linger in your gaze, turning every pool, every window into portals of truth. This vision, beloved, is your soul's gallery. Gaze often. Let the fragments unite. For in reflection lies revelation, and in the river's flow, your multifaceted majesty. See yourself anew? If the mirrors multiply your hope, breathe Amen. Embrace the reflections. One more vision crests, the tree of whispers in the valley of echoes. In the cradle of a valley where echoes never die, the fifth vision takes root, a tree, ancient as creation's first breath, its trunk twisted like lovers' limbs, branches clawing at skies heavy with unshod stars. Leaves rustle not with wind, but whispers, secrets of the ages, carried on breaths from the divine mouth. You approach through mist that clings like faithful hounds, the ground soft with moss that pulses like a second heart. Climb, the tree intones, bark cracking open to reveal stairs of amber resin. Harvest the words that were yours before time. Your ascent begins, each step a memory unearthed. Roots delving into soil rich with buried longings, the prayer unspoken in childhood nights, the dream deferred in adult dawns. Whispers assail, some sweet as honeyed wine. You are enough. The stars envy your spark. Others, sharp as thorns. Forgive the wound, it was never yours to carry. Branches part like veils, revealing nests of light, eggs hatching into birds of prophecy, their songs mapping your morrow, flights over mountains of miracle, dives into depths of deliverance. Higher, the trunk hollows into a chamber, walls inscribed with ruins that glow at your touch, each a covenant. Protection for your kin, provision in famine, peace in pandemonium. A storm brews without, lightning etching the tree's silhouette in silver, yet within, calm reigns, candles flickering on altars of bone and bloom. At the crown, you emerge into a bower of leaves that form a dome, stars peeping through like curious eyes. The apex branch bears a fruit, pendulous and pearlescent, splitting at your grasp to spill seeds of vision. One for healing hands, mending fractures in flesh and fellowship. Another for voices of valor, shattering silences of the oppressed. The whispers crescendo to a roar, then hush, leaving you with a single echo. You are the branch I chose, bear fruit that feeds nations. Descent mirrors ascent, but reversed. Roots now skyward, branches earthbound, inverting your world to divine perspective. The valley fades, but the tree's whispers echo in your ear, a constant companion against silence's siege. Beloved, this arboreal oracle grows within you. Its roots anchor your fears, branches bear your burdens to heaven. Listen to the rustle. Harvest the harvest. For every soul is such a tree, planted by rivers of revelation, whispering winds of wonder. Hear the leaves still. If the whispers woo your will, say amen with conviction. Let them root deep. These visions weave into the main tapestry now. The message descends like manna. From these portals of the unseen, we turn to the marrow of the matter, child, the main message, a river of divine counsel flowing from the throne. Hear it cascade. You, beloved, are no accident of dust. You are the poem etched in eternity's ledger, verses of valor and vulnerability intertwined. The chains that bind, forges of fear, hammered by hands of hardship. They crack now under the weight of heaven's gaze. Feel the links snap one by one, like brittle bones under the boot of grace. No more shall doubt dictate your dawn. No longer will shadows script your steps. For tonight, alignment descends. Stars realign in your favor. Planets pause in homage. The cosmos conspires for your conquest. Imagine it. Your spirit, once a wanderer in wildernesses of want, now a wayfarer on boulevards of blessing. Heavenly hosts encircle, not as distant spectators, but intimate guardians. Their shields form a phalanx against principalities, their songs a symphony silencing strife. Angels at your door? Nay, they dwell within, flames of fervor kindling your core. Protection is not promise of peril's absence, but presence in its midst. A hand unseen steadying your falter, a voice unheard hushing your howl. Destiny, that elusive diamond, reveals itself not in thunderclaps, but in quiet unveilings. A door ajar in your routine. A stranger's word like key to locks long rusted. A dream that dawns as daylight deed. It unfolds as a flower in famine, petals of purpose blooming defiant. Your soul awakens, not with violence, but velvet revolution, layers of lethargy sloughing like serpent skin, revealing radiance raw and resplendent. Feel the stir. Cells singing psalms, bones resonating with rhythms of resurrection, mind mending in matrices of mercy. This transformation is no mere makeover, but metamorphosis mandated by the Maker. Chains broken beget freedoms fierce. To love without ledger, to dream without delimit, to walk without waver. Blessings cascade. Not baubles of brass, but ballinger of breakthrough. Wellsprings in deserts of deficit, harvests in hollows of hunger, harmonies in hurricanes of hurt. Receive them, child. They are your inheritance, deeded in blood divine, signed in scars sacred. Yet guidance guards this glory. Tread tenderly in triumph, for power unbridled breeds peril. Let humility be your harness, compassion your compass. When tempests tempt retreat, recall the gate of fire, cross it again. When mirrors multiply mockery, drink from the river's truth. Whisper to the tree, let its words weaponize your weakness. Awakening souls summon solidarity. You are not solitary in this sanctification. Reach for the hands in the haze. The weary wanderer beside you mirrors your march. The broken branch yearns for your palm. Divine direction demands devotion. Mornings marked by murmurs of gratitude, evenings etched with exam of graces. Align your altars, not of stone, but spirit. Offerings of obedience, incense of intercession, sacrifices of self set aside. In this, protection proliferates. Arrows aimed askance, pitfalls paved over, predators pursued into perdition.
No weapon fashioned in
Forges of
shall flourish.
Withers at the whisper of your worth. Beloved, this message is map and mandate. Your transformation tantalizes, from timid to titan, from tethered to transcendent. Souls awaken in waves, yours the vanguard, rippling to realms unseen. Hold fast to this flow, let it flood your fissures, filling to overflow. Heaven's hand hovers, ready to hoist you higher. Will you yield? The alignment awaits your amen. Blessings burgeon in the breach of your belief. Destiny's door drifts open. Step through, shod in shoes of surety, cloaked in confidence celestial. Guidance gleams in the grind. When weariness weighs, remember the storm's gold. Transmuted trials your treasure. When isolation isolates, the book's pages proclaim your pedigree. Whispers from the tree testify, you are planted for such a season. Protection is proactive. Angels anticipate assaults, erecting ramparts of righteousness. Chains. Their clatter is chorus to your coronation. Awakening? It avalanches, burying barrenness, birthing bounties. Deeper still, divine discourse on deliverance. The oppressor's yoke yields to your yawn of yawned promises. Financial fetters fray, relational rifts reconcile, vocational voids vivify. Blessings are bespoke, tailored to your tapestry, threading through threads of triumph to triumph. Transformation touches the tendrils, thoughts transfingered, tongue tempered, temperament tamed. You emerge not unchanged, but unassailable, a vessel of victory, chalice of the cosmos's cheer. Let this sink, child, like roots in rich soil. Your story, once stuttered, now surges. Souls stir in solidarity with yours. a symphony of sanctuaries. Hold the message's mantle. Wear it against winter's wine. For in its weave lies the warmth of worlds remade. Does the river of guidance quench your thirst? If it flows through you, proclaim Amen now. Let it linger. The declarations dawn. Heaven's hammer falls. Tonight the heavens crack open like an eggshell of eternity, spilling glory upon your brow. Tonight, your chains, those rusted relics of regret and restraint, shatter into stardust, scattering to the void. No fetter holds fast, no bond binds. You are free, utterly, unbound as the eagle's cry at dawn. Angels do not merely watch, they warrior at your flanks, swords singing songs of slaughter to shadows. No weapon forged in the fires of fear shall touch your skin. It glances off, impotent, turned to ash in the blaze of your blessing. Tonight, destiny unfurls like a scroll sealed with 7 seals, each breaking with a burst of brilliance. Your path illuminates, stones stepping forth from the sea of uncertainty. You walk it, not stumbling, striding, crowned in clarity, robed in resolve. Souls awakened in your wake, eyes opening to the dawn you declare. Transformation thunders through your temple, body invigorated, mind illuminated, spirits soaring on thermals of the throne. You are remade, not mended, a masterpiece manifest, glories graft upon your frame. Protection encircles like a hedge of hawthorn and holy fire, thorns turning back the tide of torment. Adversaries advance, only to avalanche into a miss. Your harvest, all hallowed in heaven's hush. No curse curses, no hex holds, blessings barricade the breezes.
Bounties blooming in barren beds. Tonight provision pours like monsoon mercy. Tables laden, coffers brimming.
Meets nullified of divine nowness.
Chains break further, links leaping like liberated lambs. The yoke
Brook of yester fields.
tomorrow's triumph.
Tastes sweet. Angels amplify your anthem. Rosanna's harmonizing your hope. Weapons wither, swords to plowshares, spears to stakes for your sanctuary. Destiny deepens,
Delving into delights undreamed. Callings
coalized, shins conquests, cascading. Soul,
stir.
not sing, but symphonically. Chorus of conversions. Light, the spark.
Tonight, alignment achieves apex. Chakras
Chime with celestial
auras of
blaze.
auroral splendor. Transformation transmutes
It's the trivial to treasure.
the temporal to timeless.
Protection proliferates. Pavilions.
No storms,
Times of stronghold.
no night.
Your knit. Blessings blanket.
Broad and bound.
Unplips.
Healing in your hands. Harmony in your hearth. Honor in your
Your nizen. Chains crumble completely. Dust to the gales of grace. Angels advance. Avengers of the Almighty. Arrayed in armor, unassailable. Weapons, they warp. Weapons of wonder wielded by your will. Destiny dazzles, diagrams drawn in diamonds of decree. Souls surge skyward, satellites to your sun. Tonight, you are the epicenter of epiphany. Fear not, heaven hammers, I am with you. Protection is perpetual, a perimeter patrolled by principalities. Blessings burgeon, bushes burning but unconsumed, manna for your mornings, miracles for your middays. Transformation tantalizes, from frail to fierce, from flicker to flame eternal. No delay, no deferral. Now, tonight, heavens heave open, chains chasm into chaos, angels assault the adversary, weapons wither worthless, destiny dawns definitive. Souls scintillate in sanctification, protection prevails profoundly, blessings bestow boundless bounty, transformation triumphs totally. You receive it all, recipient of realms renewed. Your finances flourish, floods of favor filling folds. Relationships reconcile, rivers of restoration rushing. Health harmonizes, harmonies healing hidden hurts. Vocation vivifies, visions validating your valor. No lack lingers, no loss lasts. Abundance is your atmosphere. Angels applaud your ascent, a capella of acclaim. Chains, mere memories, mementos of might manifested. Weapons forged, Father for the forge of forgetfulness. Destiny, your domain, deeded in divine liberation. Souls, they swarm to your standards of splendor. Tonight the declaration dominates, free, protected, blessed, transformed, destined, awakened, aligned, anointed. It echoes in eternities, engraving your essence. Say it with me in spirit. I am free. I am shielded. I am favored. I am renewed. I am purposed. I am alive in the light. These promises precipitate pearls of prophecy piercing the present. No reversal, no retraction. Heaven's word, weighty and wedded to your walk. Receive the repetition as rain, refreshing your roots. Declarations do not diminish. They deepen, delving into dimensions of deliverance, unending. Feel the force of these words forge your future. If they fortify your faith, shout amen within. Let them reverberate. More declarations descend, doubling the divine decree. Beloved, the heavens hurl open wider, a maw of majesty devouring the murk. Your chains, those insidious irons of inheritance and injury, they implode, imploding into infinities of liberty. Snap, the sound shatters, silence is sacred. Angels, ardent and armored, anchor at your avenues, averting all arrows aimed. No blade bites, no bar breaches. Protection is your patrimony, a panoply impenetrable. Destiny detonates, dynamite of divine design, demolishing doubts. Paths pave themselves in pavilions of promise, progress pulsing with purpose. Souls slough slumber, springing to sentinels of your saga, satellites shining in your sphere. Transformation transmogrifies, the mundane to mystical, the mortal to monumental. You are the phoenix, fledged in fires faithful. Tonight, blessings barrage like beneficent bolts, barrels of bread and bereavement, balm for bruises borne. Provision is prodigal, pouring past parsimony. Angels amplify, their oral armor augmenting your aura. Weapons, they wane, waning to whispers of weakness. No forge forges fate, the Father's, free in the frenzy, protected in peril, blessed beyond belief, transformed to Titan, destined for dominion, awakened to awe, aligned with the ages, anointed as ambassador, chains chaff to chaff. Angels assail the assault. Souls synchronize in symphony. Your legacy lengthens, looms large in ledgers luminous. No legacy of lack, legacies of largesse. Protection permeates, permeating persons and possessions. Blessings beget brooksons, begetting brooks of bounty. Transformation touches tempernacles, temples tingling with the touch of transcendence. Tonight it all avails, heavens heave. Chains hew to heaps, angels hew the hedge, weapons hew harmless, destiny hews to heart, souls heave to heights. No halt, no hindrance, now and forevermore. Repose in this rhythm, child. The declarations are drum beats, drumming destiny into your days. They do not drone, they drive, driving darkness to despair. You are the declared one, decree embodied, promise personified. Are these words your war cry? If they wield wonder, affirm amen, resoundingly. Anchor them. The cascade continues. Heaven's chorus crescendos. Yet more, beloved, the celestial canopy cleaves, cleaving clouds to clarity. Chains cleave clean, cleaved by cleavers of clemency. Angels cleave to your cause, cleaving foes from fields. No cleaver cuts, but the cleaver of compassion. Protection cleaves the clefts, closing chasms of chance. Destiny cleaves to your core, cleaving confusion to conquest. Souls cleave in clusters, cleaving to your clarion. Transformation cleaves the chrysalis, cleaving to chrysanthemums of change. Blessings cleave the barren, cleaving to blossoms bountiful. Tonight, declarations declare free as the firmament, protected as the promised land, blessed as the Beatitudes, transformed as the Transfiguration, destined as David, awakened as the Apostles, aligned as the Ark, anointed as Aaron. Chains, cleaved and cast, angels, avowed allies, weapons, wrought to rule, souls, sworn to splendor. The repetition is revelation, revealing realms of riches. Deeper, your dreams deployed as divine directives. Fears flee, fled to fringes forgotten. Joys jubilate, jubilee of jubilation. Peace prevails, pavilions of peace. Tonight it precipitates profoundly. Heavens hail, chains hail to hailstones of hope. Angels hail the harbinger, you. Weapons hail futility. Destiny hails your hall. Souls hail the host. No end to this effusion. Declarations are deluges, deluging deserts to deltas of delight. You drink deep, drenched in decree. Mini closing. Thirsty no more? If the deluge drowns doubt, cry amen. Savor the soak. The promises press on, pulsing with power. Beloved, the vault of vaulted blue vaults open, vaulting vapors to vistas vast. Your chains vault over voids, vaulted by valorous visions. Angels vault vigilant, vaulting over valleys of villainy. Protection vaults the vaults of vulnerability, vaulting to victory. Destiny vaults vivid, vaulting veils to verities. Souls vault vibrant, vaulting to vanguard. Transformation vaults the veil, vaulting to visions victorious. Blessings vault the void, vaulting to vineyards verdant. Declarations vault, free in the vault of valor, protected in the pantheon, blessed in the beatific, transformed in the transmundane, destined in the divine, awakened in the aurora, aligned in the axis, anointed in the apex. Chains vaulted to vapor, angels vault the assault, weapons vault to vanity, souls vault to sovereignty. Tonight the vault vibrates, heavens vault, chains vaporize, angels vanquish, weapons vanish, destiny vivifies, souls vitalize, repetition revives, reviving the ragged to radiance. You are vaulted high, vessel of the vaulted voice. Elevated yet? If the vault lifts your load, declare, Amen. Hold the height. Declarations deepen, delving divine. Deeper declarations dawn. The Empyrean empties, emptying elixirs of eternity upon your essence. Chains empty, emptied by imperial edict. Angels empty the enemy's encampment, emptying to emptiness. Protection empties the arsenal of affliction, emptying to abundance. Destiny empties the dross, emptying to diamonds. Souls empty slumber, emptying to enlightenment. Transformation empties the husk, emptying to holiness. Blessings empty the barrenness, emptying to bounty. Tonight, free in the emptying, protected in the purge, blessed in the bestowal, transformed in the transubstantiation, destined in the decree, awakened in the epiphany, aligned in the equinox, anointed in the effusion, chains emptied to ether, angels empty the fray, weapons empty to echo, souls empty to ecstasy, heavens empty grace. The repetition is release, releasing rivers of renewal. Released into rest? If it rinses residue, breathe amen. Let it flow. The finale of declarations flares. The firmament fissures, fissuring forth fountains of fire and favor. Your chains fissures frail, fissured by fidelity's forge. Angels fissured the front, fissuring foes to fragments. Protection fissures the fortress of fear, fissuring to freedom. Destiny fissures forth, fissuring fog to focus. Souls fissure from stasis, fissuring to firebrands. Transformation fisheth the flesh, fissuring the spirit supreme. Blessings fisheth the fallow, fissuring to fertility. Free in the fissure, protected in the failings, blessed in the benediction, transformed in the theophany, destined in the diadem, awakened in the advent, aligned in the apogee, anointed in the ablution, chains fished to flotsam, angels fished to the fight, weapons fished futile, souls fissured to flame. Tonight, fissures flood, heavens fissure, chains fragment, angels fortify, weapons fade, destiny flares, souls flame. Thus, the declarations deposit destiny's deposit, deposited deep. You are the depository of divine dynamite. Explode into your era. Beloved, as the echoes of these eternal edicts ebb, let them embed in your every exhale. The heavens have spoken. You have received. Now, the close calls. Child of the covenant, the visions have veiled and unveiled. The messages have mended your marrow. The declarations have dynamited your doubts. This is no mere monologue of mysticism. It is the megaphone of the Maker, megaphoning mercy into your midst. Your spirit stands at the singularity, the point where prophecy pivots to possession. Will you pivot with it? Will you possess the promises as your patrimony? Feel the fervor rise, a tidal wave of tenderness crashing against the cliffs of your caution. The gate of fire flickers, inviting your ingress once more. The storm's gold gleams, ready to gild your griefs. The book's pages palpitate, pleading your perusal. The river ripples with reflections redeemed. The tree trembles with whispers waiting. All these, and the declaration's drum, they converge in you, a confluence of cosmos's kindness. Now the invitation ignites. Receive. Right here in this hush after heaven's hurrah, open your hands, palms up, heart ajar. Say it soft, say it sure. I receive. Let the blessings burrow like benevolent bees into the hive of your hope. Let protection patrol your perimeters perpetual. Let transformation transmute your tomorrows to tapestries triumphant. Hold faith, fierce and fathomless. When the world whirls with its whims and woes, clutch this chronicle close, a compass in chaos, a candle in catacombs. Faith is not fragile filament. It is the forge that fashions fragility to fortitude. Anchor it amid the anchors of adversity. Let it be the lodestar lighting your labyrinth. And if this word wounds with wonder, if it woos your will to worship, type Amen now in the comments, in your journal, in the journal of your journaled soul. Let it be your amen to the ages, your assent to the ascent. Amen is not end, it is so be it, birthing the being of belief into breakthrough. Watch the full unfolding if this sliver stirs your thirst. Dive deeper into the deluge. Videos vaulted with visions vivid, declarations doubled, messages multiplied. Subscribe to the stream that you may sip from springs unending. Share this sacred script with souls in shadow. Let it be their lantern in the lee. Beloved, the benediction blankets. Go forth gilded in grace, girded in glory. The heavens hover, hopeful for your hail. You are hailed, held, healed. Amen and amen. The prophecy pauses, but your portion proliferates. Receive, rise, reign.